Hello and welcome back. Jade Nova here to review Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans for the Nintendo DS, release date 2009. Will this be my first DS review? No, Mario and Bowser game, yeah. Mario Luigi's Inside Bowser's Story, yeah, that. Superstar Saga. As you would know, if you're a fan of mine, if you're subscribed to me, you can see my background is Dragon Ball by an artist on DeviantArt whose name escapes me. I apologize, but I loved it. It's on the Dragon Ball side. I'll change it to Dragon Ball Z or something-esque or something. On my Twitter account, it's Japanese manga Empire Strikes Back because I love Star Wars. But here we're talking about my other favorite fandom next to Star Wars is Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Z. It just, I remember watching Saturday mornings, early morning, like 6 in the morning, right after Sailor Moon, they play Dragon Ball Z. But unbeknownst to me, that was the Ocean dub, the now far superior Funimation dub that, you know, there's the whole internet argument. I'll make a video about it, how I think and perceive, and my take on the Ocean dub. A lot of people love it because it was the original, though some people would endorse the very first lobotomy because, you know, the first is the best. No room for improvement. First lobotomy, I'll just fucking clock you in the head with a rock. There. This is a Dragon Ball Z RPG. This is not the first, though it does boast it on the back. One of the first ones were like Dragon Ball, the Nintendo games that were card-based RPGs. I did a review of Dragon Ball Z Legend of the Super Saiyan on the Super Famicom, but I used an emulator and I got the translated version of it. And I played it. I had a pretty good time with it. It was interesting. It was fun. It played like an old school JRPG, but the problem was it was card based, so I couldn't do moves when I wanted to of them, and it was all up to the luck of the draw. And I hate that when it comes to RPGs. There's another one on the GameCube, like Battle Chronos or something like that. If I want to play a card game, I'll play a card game. If I play an RPG, I'll play an RPG. But it's a very weird paradigm of things when it's card based. But this is just straight up old school turn based. I prefer turn based than, say, the active time battle system in Final Fantasy IV and onward, or action RPGs that were like the predecessor to this. The Legacy of Goku series. I did reviews of those, but I took those videos down because I was going through a conscience kind of struggle because I didn't pay for them. I only played them on an emulator and like that. Then I became I'll redo them, I'll replay them and whatnot, and do my take on them and review them again with a more coherent attitude, because I've realized now with no longer time limit restrictions, and I'm becoming far more relaxed in reviewing and just get out my flow of thought. But with action RPGs, it becomes very tedious far quicker than turn-based, I find, because it just becomes down to a series of button mashing and, you know, get them in the corner and just fuck them up like that. But I found those games fun. My problems with them, with the later one with Boo's Fury, they didn't even try anymore when they came to using techniques from the show. They just fucking made shit up, like Trunks' Flame Kamehameha, or just Goten's Energy Punch. It's like they couldn't use Charge, you know, Goten's attack, or Double Buster or Buster Cannon for Trunks. You know, there's encyclopedias, there's Dragon Ball, but this was before, like, Dragon Ball Wiki, but now I think they could use, you know, more techniques and stuff like that. Another thing about this review, I really would love to have Duke Loops, you know, Duke Loops 1993 with me. Great fan, my best friend on the interwebs. We love Dragon Ball. I love it more than him because I'm a fucking lunatic and just I'm such a sad fuck when it comes to Dragon Ball. I love looking on DeviantArt of shipping, you know, that anime thing where you get two characters in a relationship and they're hugging and holding and kissing and sometimes sexual, but you know, it just, you know, just that kind of doughy-eyed relationship. You know, I wish I had that. Oh, that's so sweet of them. My personal favorite is like two of them. I love Vegeta and Bulma moments of them just doing their normal simple day live stuff, not, you know, Vegeta not off training or cracking planets or destroying whole civilizations and whatnot. Just them living their lives and stuff like that. You know, it's not opposite as Drac they're seeing. They're both spoiled children in a way, Vegeta and Bulma, and that's why they clicked. And I just love their relationship and stuff. You know. It's a chaos of beauty, both their relationships. You know, they're both stubborn firebrands. And I just love just them walking in the park, just pictures of that. I'm way off fucking topic. But Dragon. if you're subscribed to me, you know I go off into trails of randomness and other things. The best thing to do in this review is to sit down and just listen. Maybe you're listening on, I don't know what, just play a video game when I'm talking. It'll help the tedium go by. That's what I do with my podcasts. But Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans is a turn-based RPG that stretches out this first saga, the Saiyan saga, to its fullest. It does a pretty great job of encapsulating that saga. My personal favorite saga, that one, the first one. I do love the Namek or the Frieza saga. Android saga is pretty good, and the Boo saga, I need to rewatch that one a couple times. I'm kind of iffy on that because it really gets really gory and grotesque. Not that I don't have a problem with that. It just kind of feels out of place. It becomes very much like body horror type stuff that happens in the Boo saga a lot. It's a lot more mean-spirited than the others. I know there's killings and stuff. It was straight up just, you know, killing and dead. There's a lot more torturous acts in the Boo saga I found was kind of off-putting for Dragon Ball Z. Though I know it's not meant for little kids. It was just, that felt more shinin than shonen type stuff that happens, you know. It felt weird. That just like something that should came out of nowhere. But I'm becoming more accustomed to it, you know. Even though how fucking desensitized I am when I say that. Because Dragon Ball Z is so close to my heart. I'm all manic. But, I got the box in front of me, a Nintendo DS, great cover, great art, really cleaned up, shiny of Akira Toriyama's beautiful artwork, of course. On the back says, a new Saiyans. A new Saiyan saga. Yeah. The first Dragon Ball Z role-playing adventure. Well, I discussed that, you know, Legend of the Super Saiyan, the card-based RPG, but whatnot. Explore a huge map and grow stronger. The map, it's not open world as you would think in a normal RPG, you know, there are different sections and town points and cutoffs. It doesn't work like that. It's kind of a map. You hit a fly pad and you go pick where you want to go. That's one thing I really did like about the Legacy of Goku games, well, Legacy of Goku 2 and Boo's Fury, that it had an open world map you could fly around and land. This is really, I would love to have an open world Dragon Ball Z game, you know, destructible environments, fly around, like Grand Theft Auto style. I would love that. Oh my god, an action game, God of War type of Ashura's Wrath or something, but open world with Dragon Ball Z characters with level up systems of an action RPG type elements. I would love that, equipment based, and oh, I'd just fucking orgasm and splooge all over the walls for that. That'd be great. But there's Dragon Ball Online, but it's only in fucking Korea, and I hope that comes here soon. The retelling of the original saga relived the Saiyans' invasion and story closers. Most of the game is the characters doing side quests, and the whole Saiyan thing kind of all happens towards the end. I don't want to say anticlimactic. It just, you know, they build up the Saiyans being these big bad things, and the fights are interesting and beautiful and cool. High-speed, powerful battles as a team as unleashed super skills, ultimate skills, and sparkling combos. That's one thing I love about this game. The attacks and combos very remind me of the Sailor Moon RPG on the Super Nintendo or the Super Famicom. I got the translate. I played it a little while, and it had a great thing of combining super attacks and just it's very much like that. It's very akin to say if Sailor Mercury wants to do a bubble attack and Sailor Jupiter wants to do lightning, and their powers would combine and they would do this huge blast or something like that. That's what happens in here. Like say Tien and Yamcha do this cool attack. Yamcha does Wolfang Fist and just obliterates the guy. Then Tien pops up behind him and does a tri-beam. It's very combination of combos. You have 3 guys on the screen at once. No, 4 teams. 3 playable characters on screen of fighting. Very much like say Final Fantasy X. I'd prefer 4. 4 is probably the best. 3, though I do like working in tries. I'm OCD like that. And it's very great, very fun. My problem with the attacks when it comes singularly down to Piccolo. With Piccolo, the attacks he gets, of course, his destructive wave or the Seiko and other things like that. But in here, when you level up and you get your skills and you learn new moves, he learns Light Grenade, also known as Fury Bullet, and Hellzone Grenade. Those moves he didn't learn until he fused with Kami. That was far later. That was like mid through the Android saga, like years later, at least a good 4 or 5 years later after this. And I just think that that is Kanye. They could Piccolo probably next to Vegeta has the most energy-based attack techniques, the most variety of moves, like his antennae electricity, his eye lasers, mouth blasts, probably a fury of combos, stretch arm attacks. He has such a variety of techniques. I don't know why they had to go through those ones. That's kind of breaking continuity, and that is like, that's why there should be, in the fighting games with the Budokai Tenkaichi games, or at least I think there should be at least 3 Piccolos, not just 2. Regular straight up Piccolo, my junior early, then fused with Nail, then another one fused with Kami. It makes sense to me. That was probably my biggest complaint and gripe with the game. Another thing about the game, back in the old days, or not the old days, but years ago, it was Atari that made and financed into the games. Now it's Bandai Namco Games. Not that much different change, though. They did help make Revenge of King Piccolo, which I thought was a piece of shit, and I said get Advanced Adventure instead because it was a lot better. Though unlike Advanced Adventure, that had the English or the Funimation voice actors doing battle cries and little sound bites and stuff like that. In here, Funimation has licensed the game, yet they still have the original Japanese voice actors saying Kamehameha, Seiko, and Makasepo, Specialist Beam Cannon. That was a problem. I thought that was weird. It's like, couldn't you get the English? But it didn't bother me. I'm becoming having more appreciation for the Japanese voice actors in watching, Yo-Son Goku and his friends return, and a Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans, and the fucking horrible remake Plan to Eradicate the Super Saiyans. Watch the original; it's a lot better. I would wish Funimation would dub all the other stuff, though the problem is that we would have Colina Klinkobert as Gohan instead of Stephanie Natalie. I fucking love Stephanie Natalie as Gohan. It's the same voice of Goku, but the mannerisms are completely different in the inflections of the voice. I'm so used to Gohan. But at least it's not Ocean Dub. That's the best thing I can say out of that, Rounding thoughts, it's a great game. I heard they just lately greenlit a sequel. That's great because they did sequel bait this game at the end with a name of a character who's a character name that's in the 0 degrees, and his slender reptilian shadow figure was in the background. Ooh, and that's pretty cool. But the thing that bothers me, it's all equipment based and stuff like that too. Not the extent to the Monster Hunter games, but it's a great balancing, great fun. Ooh, how are they going to accept currency on Namek with the sequel? You know, yeah, that's all I'm saying. You know, is their economy money based or food based and stuff like that? Because that wasn't vegetables they were growing on Namek; those were trees. You know, and Namekians can eat, but they preferably just drink up water because they're mollusks and part plants and whatnot. You know, it's all confusing. Just a genius Akira Toriyama is. But Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans, I say check it out. Great game, had lots of fun. If you're a Dragon Ball Z at any extent and you love RPGs, because RPGs and Dragon Ball Z go together like Dragon Ball Z and Disturbed. It just goes together, you know. It just suits it. The music of Disturbed, because fucking love Lord Slug and Cooler's Revenge, or Revenge Cooler. Closing thoughts, check it out if you're Dragon Ball Z of any extent RPGs, because as I before, Dragon Ball Z is an RPG. The characters get into fights, they grind, and they become stronger to fight a bigger enemy. It has very factors of being an RPG, the manga and the show and whatnot. Even Team 4-Star made the joke that Dendai's the white mage. So, that's all. May Kami be with you, because I don't pray to Dende. Not the New Testament of Dende. And, pardon me. Excuse me. And, may the forces of evil become confused on way to your house. Goodbye, peace, love you.